Hello and welcome on into Panzer Stadium for this afternoon's contest between Penn State and Villanova. I'm Hayden Lewis, joined alongside by my broadcast partner, Matt Scalzo. Two huge losses on the back end. Joe Scarfy and Will Costin stepping up for the Nittany Lions, filling those holes on the defensive side of the ball. Opening draw is won by Mullins, easily clamped that one and came out clean with that ball. Penn State looking to start things better this game than they did against Colgate. Only 4 goals in the opening quarter against Colgate, Matt.
Yeah, they got off to that slow start, and that's something also when we were able to speak with TJ Malone. He talked about how they just weren't in the system in that first half. Colgate had gone to a zone, and they struggled to find a way to solve that, and that's what led to that slow start. They eventually found the rhythm in that second half, scoring 8 goals, but they were playing catch-up. They were down by a pair, down by 4 at one point, so they're going to be looking to find a hot start here, find the matchup that works for them today.
Here's Jake Morin running around the near side alley. He's looking for Malone at X, matched up with Reed Colwell, preseason All-American honorable mention. Malone and Morin working the big little game. Can't quite get the switch. Here comes Malone extending over GLE. Finds Long. Long step down fire. He scores! Ethan Long, 57 seconds into this one, and Penn State leads 1-0.
That's just great play by Penn State. As you said, they were trying to work that big little down at X between Malone and Moore and trying to get Reed Colwell off of him. Malone, the lefty, wraps up trying to find space for maybe a jump shot, something to get him going. But TJ Malone, he's the guy that this offense is going to run through, and he keeps working. He sees Ethan Long's left alone as that defense collapsed in as Malone was trying to wrap inside. And you see it here, the time, the room, and Ethan Long. When you give him that much time and space, it's not a good thing.
It's way too easy when you have that much time and space. That goes for everyone. Here comes Coppola the other way. Face-offs even now after that second one. Villanova looking to start the offense in the right foot. Matt Licata on Alex Ross. He'll work his way to X. Nova played in a couple scrimmages, played Rutgers, played Princeton. Not great outcomes for the team from what we've heard, but they're doing real well, getting some new faces into the action. A lot of true freshmen from a year ago that are now redshirt freshmen or sophomores seeing their first action in collegiate lacrosse. Nova just spinning the ball around right now. Reale at X, working the invert, guarded by Grant Haas. Reale works it back up top. Nova looking to get things started here with Lucchese. Lucchese swims over Aldridge, moves it back along. Reale working his way through the set. Still nothing really opening up right now. Tyler Bowes. Ball in his left hand, guarded by O'Connor. Splits that one across over to Reale. That one rings off the goalpost. Jack Frasian's first save of the day, Matt. Something he struggled to do against Colgate.
Yeah, last week, very sunny day against Colgate. You never really want to say that the sun was affecting him, and Jeff Tambroni didn't say it outright after the game, but you know, the sun was beaming into the eyes of Frasian when the ball was on this side that Penn State currently is possessing. Here, overcast day, he looked sharp in warm-ups, and he was sharp there. Will Costin was caught out a little bit, tried to jump the pass, was beat on the back door. But Frasian doing a nice job getting into it. That's something for Penn State that you really want to see growth in, is if Jack Frasian's dialed in that, there's a great chance for Penn State to get going.
Here goes Wallstrom. He works it back to Malone. Malone over GLE. He scores. Way too easy once again for Penn State. TJ Malone starting right where he left off against Colgate. Scoring and feeding. He's on fire.
Yeah, he's already got an assist. Now he's got the goal. Penn State exactly how they want to start this game. A quick 2-0 lead. And on that goal, Luke Wallstrom, second line omittee. He came in. He went to the invert, something that you shouldn't be shocked if you're seeing it throughout the day, and something that we saw last week. He replaced Kyle Lehman at attack during that second quarter. Lehman in his first career game had a slow start. So Wallstrom came in. He started playing attack there. He went to the invert, and Malone, when he slipped the back door, there was just no one to cover him up. So too easy.
Mullins called for a hold there on that draw. Tried to work the counter on Coppola. Nova will start the attack once again. Right away, work it to Licata. They're going to just spin the ball around, get into their set, wait for all the changes to be made, and then they'll initiate everything. Here's Luke Raymond down the alley. He'll work it to Licata. Matched up with Ross. He gets through with the split. He tries to jump shot. That one turned aside there by Ross. Good stick work from him. Ball loose on the ground, finally picked up by Bose.
That's a great work by Alex Ross. He's starting to really come into his own as that second guy behind Parnham. Now he really is the guy in this Penn State defensive group for today, with both Posey out still recovering, Parnham out after leaving or having an injury against Colgate. Now he's going to have to step up, be that main voice in that poll room.
Good read there by King. He can't quite get to that ball before Raymond made the catch. His cross. Looks like a push there on the Penn State defense. Ball will stay in the possession of Villanova. A fresh 60 on the shot clock after that push. Shot coming out front from Raymond. Another save there for Frasian. Licata the first to back that one up.
Yeah, another nice save by him there. And that one just came off a little weird from Raymond. It was a slower bounce shot. Frack was quickly down, but was able to respond and react quickly to it.
Bose at the Big Ten logo, working from right to left. Being guarded heavily by John King. That ball still being spun around. Out front, Raymond can't quite make a catch on that one. No quick stick action there for him. Nova trying to work its way through Penn State, who's kind of running a zone right now. You see that. They've got 5 around the outside, 1 guy hot in the middle. That's Brent McVicker just holding the crease down. Nova still spinning around.
They weren't able to take advantage of a couple of short sticks for Penn State chasing after that loose ball.
Shot from the wing, it's Mishner, and that's his first career goal. One of the freshmen that we opened up with talking about. Didn't play it all last year, but in his first collegiate game, he snipes one right by Frasian.
Yeah, great shot there from him. It just sticks it near side, top corner. I ate my words a little bit there saying they weren't able to take advantage. A couple short sticks were caught out, so someone was left open. Penn State still kind of scrambling after that, and Mishner, even at that odd angle, was just able to take advantage. Someone that Coach had talked about throughout the week, someone that he's liked to see what kind of growth does he have. One of those sophomores that's really a redshirt freshman because he didn't play it all last year. I mean, you can't do anything about that. That's just a picture-perfect shot.
There's a beautiful snipe there from Mishner as Mullins wins the ensuing faceoff. He'll look to cross over the midline and get his attack starting once again. Penn State 2 opportunities down low. They've scored both, but Mullins turns that one over. And here's Mishner, the most recent goal scorer. He'll slowly work his way in the box and settle things down, waiting for reinforcements.
Yeah, that's something that was an issue for Penn State last week against Colgate. 25 turnovers there. Mullins a clean win. And he was just trying to find someone to get the ball to. TJ Malone, it was a long skip pass. And a great read by Villanova.
Nova working on the offensive set here. It's Lucchese. He'll work it low to Licata. He'll swing it along to Mishner. Mishner now trying to work the invert on Kyle Aldridge. He's at X. Mishner splits out wide, fires. That one's a mom goal right there. Some crowd cheering. A little classic. You see those in pretty much every single lacrosse game. May catch a few fans with the cheers. Here comes Aldridge the other way. He'll work it to Trainer. Now far side, it's Malone. Matched up with Colwell. We'll see Colwell on his hip all day long. Matt Trainer, near side alley. Slowing things down, letting the offensive personnel to get on the field. First line midfielders out for Penn State. It's Matt Costin, Ethan Long, and Jake Morin, who's on the ball, dodging down the alley. Will work his way around Williams for inverting at X. Malone gonna set a pick for him here. Here's Morin. He gets the switch he wants with Malone, and Malone on Williams tries to swim over from X. Good defense there from Williams. Malone maintains possession, works to Morin. Pass out front, it's Trainer. Big save there from Wilson. His first of the afternoon, and that will be a good one for him.
Yeah, nice confidence boost to get him going. And Penn State, nice setup there. Morin on the invert. Got the matchup they wanted. Shorty on TJ Malone. And good job by Williams, kind of closing him down, stopping his momentum. But that is something you can't do.
That's a terrible turnover there, and here comes Matt Trainer. Trainer working his way in the box. He finds Malone. Malone working his way through. He scores! TJ Malone adds a second to the tally this afternoon, and Penn State's lead is back up to 2.
After that great save by Wilson, he just makes a costly turnover there, trying to get it over the halfway line before that 60-second mark on the shot clock, and he just didn't get enough air on it, allowing Matt Trainer to kind of play the role of almost a safety in football able to intercept it, and then with numbers the other way, running in transition, Trainer and Malone, and there's the finish by Malone.
Colby Baldwin out for that faceoff. He wins it for Penn State. Second guy in the rotation for Jeff Tambroni's team.
Yeah, Baldwin, the only faceoff he got last week was the final one in regulation against Colgate with 4 seconds left. He's kind of a more traditional faceoff guy with his speed, similar to Coppola. Mullins, a bit more of a brute per se, bigger body, can out-muscle you. Even if he loses the clamp, he's able to make everything a battle, but Baldwin there winning with pure speed.
Luke Wallstrom working the invert. Get used to it because it's happening all afternoon for Penn State. Trainer setting the pick for him. Not a great one, so Wallstrom works his way back to X. Wallstrom working over GLE. He'll fire that one wide of the cage. First to back that up are Lehman and Trainer for Penn State. Parkinson, good job in coverage there at the beginning of that play, but good job by Wallstrom to find his way free. Here's Matt Trainer. We'll see him walk the dog all afternoon long once he starts feeling himself. He's a fun guy to watch out there. Here's Luke Mercer. Mercer swings along to Lehman. Lehman working his way around. Sends it to X. It's TJ Malone again. Malone drawing an early slide. He'll work his way over the wing. Swinging along to Mercer. Mercer splits right. He'll fire. That one bounces wide. Race one there by Wilson. He was closest to the ball. Jeb Brinfleck tried to back that one up but couldn't quite get there. Luke Mercer's got a cannon net. We saw a little bit of it there.
Yeah, Mercer was a guy last week that provided a spark in that second half, and someone whose shot had been on full display most of last year. What a great play by freshman Brendan Leary. Out of the box, forces the turnover. Penn State with numbers the other way. And
see if Haas or somebody can pick it up, and another good play there by Colwell, but that one's whistled down. That's a push. Clear as day, and Penn State will look to go quick here. Haas leaves the ball off for TJ Malone, and offensive personnel steps onto the field. It's the first line midfield once again for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, it's nice to see. A great play by Brendan Leary, a freshman, kind of getting some runs in place of Mark Sickler, who's still dealing with some injuries, especially after last week. The short sticks for Penn State just had a really tough day matching up against the midfielders for Colgate. Now they seem to be playing much better today.
Here's Long working that far side. He sends it to X. Malone has Colwell hung up in front. He'll look to direct the traffic from behind the cage. Watch for a cutter here. Malone just waiting his way. Gonna work his way off that far side. On Colwell, he'll fire. That one stopped by Wilson. Lehman backs that one up. Penn State in these dark navy blue uniforms. It's a camo pattern. You can't see it from here, but it's in honor of Military Appreciation Day, which is occurring this afternoon from Panzer Stadium. Patrick Carragher's dad, the honorary captain, served in the Navy. Great to see that recognition. Here's Trainer. He'll fire that shot wide of the cage. Penn State got 17 seconds on the shot clock to work with here. Ethan Long looking to restart things for the Nittany Lions. He'll work his way by Parkinson. Fire out front. Here's Lehman. Five-star freshman fires. Big save by Wilson.
Yeah, Lehman just hesitated a little bit. Wasn't sure if he was going to shoot it. Long shot as well. Wilson had plenty of time to read it, see it through the screens.
All three offensive midfielders still on the field as that ball works its way across the midline for Villanova. Here's Mishner. Good check there by Scarfy. Ball's loose on the ground. Kicked forward by Scarfy. Now it's a foot race. First two, it's Matt Trainer. He'll throw a BTB, and here come the Nittany Lions. Matt Cosson fires out front. Lehman, he scores! And he draws the flag. The Penn State lead increases to 3. What a play from Joe Scarfy, and the transition work to perfection.
That's just a great job by Penn State. And there were numbers the other way for Villanova, or for Penn State rather. Flag came in late based on how you saw them in a year that they have a lot of question marks around them. But for Penn State, they're trying to get going real quickly here. Colby Baldwin will lose that face-off. He's able to force the ground ball. What a job by Colby Baldwin, sticking with it, staying strong. Will Peden drawing another flag. This Penn State team is riled up, and they just want it more than Villanova right now.
That was the big topic of discussion. TJ Malone on Friday told us that Colgate just wanted that game more. It meant more to them. And now we're seeing a Penn State team that is playing their hearts out right now to defend home turf after losing for the first time in over a year last week. Here comes Chris Jordan, the big rangy midfielder, stands at 6'5". He can also play attack, played that position at St. Lawrence. That's why we're seeing him work the invert. Here's Jordan, down low to Malone. He'll cross over GLE and fire. He scores! He scored one, he scored two, now give him three. TJ Malone is cooking out here right now.
Last week we saw it in his passing. TJ Malone now working from X today, something he told us you might see more of is him from X. He loves working from the wing a lot this year, and now you're going to see it on the replay here. There's the celebration, but it was a great job by Malone. Working from X, yeah, he had Colwell on him. Yes, that's the matchup, but he likes his odds in that matchup, even if it's from X. You know, he loves to get a shorty on him, but he's showing even when there's a pole on him, I've got the speed to get around him.
There's one thing that separates TJ Malone from every defender that he matches up against. It's his speed. It stands out game after game, shift after shift, possession after possession. Malone is too fast.
Yeah, and that one, he was with his right hand. You know, he's a lefty. He's going up against a lefty and Colwell. How does that matchup fare? And there he goes to his right hand, able to get it free once he wraps around and just goes to a bounce shot.
Mishner down on the field towards the top of the box, but Villanova still trying to work their offensive set here. Dan Martin swings it out wide. Here's Luke Raymond. Showcasing his wheels, or work that to X, maybe work an invert here, two-man action. Ross on Licata. He'll split out left, feeds in front. Martin fires that one high and wide of the cage. Good look there for Villanova. They've got 26 on the shot clock. Still plenty of time to make something happen down here in the offensive side of the field. Here's Raymond. He gets by McVicker pretty easily. Pass out front. Well, Frasian came out to play some defense. Looks like somebody stepped in the crease, and Penn State will look to clear. And there it is, Kyle Aldridge. A mean little roll right there. Gets through on the clear, and Penn State's going to look to attack quick. Here's Lehman. He'll work it to X. McVicker and some others still out on the field.
They had Aldridge cutting towards the crease. Might have had a chance to go with a quick stick towards him.
Will Peden out here at attack. No Matt Trainer right now. We'll keep you updated as things come our way. But here's Jake Moore along the far side. He'll move it back towards the middle. It's Ethan Long working down the alley. Long gets some separation. He'll cut in. Fire it behind the cage to Malone. Malone, product of the Grant Ament School of Passing. Always dangerous from behind the cage, but here's Long. He'll feed out front. Costin can't quite find it. And there's the BTB, Kyle Lehman. My goodness, have yourself a quarter. The freshman now has two.
And this offense is just humming. They're feeling good. They're already at half the total they had last week against Colgate. It's been 13 minutes and 22 seconds, if my math is correct there. Man, you can't say enough about the freshman that is Kyle Lehman. It was a rough first half in his opening game against Colgate, but he started to find himself. He's a pure goal scorer. And that's what he is. That's what he was advertised as, and that's what he's done so far. Had a hat trick in his first game, and you just look at that behind-the-back finish. You can't ask for much more in that situation. Loose ball, Lehman picks it up. He's a lefty. He goes to the one trick he's got in his bag in that spot on the field, and he buries it.
Mullins jumps quick on the face-off, so Nova starts with the possession. It's Licata working from X, waiting for his offensive personnel to engage here. Villanova, only one goal in this opening quarter. It came from Mishner. He has the ball now before swinging it out wide. Still looking to find something, anything, are the Wildcats. That shot goes way high and wide, but first to back that one up is McIntyre. Transfer from Holy Cross. We'll see what he can do here. McIntyre working it along. Villanova still trying to find anything they can get here on this offensive side of the ball. Cata swings it down low. very stagnant so far. Just a lot of picks and working from X here from Villanova. Shot out front, saved by Frassian. Ground ball picked up quickly by King, and Penn State will look to clear.
That's a beautiful save by Frassian against Mason Reale. He's one of those guys that's a veteran on this Villanova team. Someone they really look for to spark that offense, and he had just an absolutely beautiful move.
Here comes Costin. He'll fire. Easy save there for Wilson. Costin, right-handed shooter, fired lefty there right into the cross of Wilson, and Villanova has to attack quick as the clock is ticking down under 10 seconds now. Here comes Villanova in the transition. It's Mishner behind the cage, or that's Reale. My apologies. He dives out front. Shot saved by Frassian. That ball will escape out of bounds. 0.6 on the clock. As the whistle blows, the time will expire, and Penn State will take a commanding 6-1 lead into the first quarter intermission here.
So we're seeing Colby Baldwin take this opening draw in the second quarter. How does that go for Penn State? A lot of speed on Coppola's side, and he does it once again.
Just wins that one back to himself and makes things happen. Peden pressuring Wilson quickly here, trying to force another turnover from the netminder. And that's what happens. Matt Traynor wide open out front after the turnover, and he scores. Matt Traynor hasn't scored an easier goal in his career, Matt.
It doesn't get much easier than that. It really doesn't. And that Penn State bench is fired up. Will Peden, I mean, I thought he turned into one of the Kavanaugh brothers at Notre Dame with how good they are on the ride out there. Will Peden was just hounding Wilson right from the jump, right as soon as he got it off the draw. And Peden, a guy that has really struggled since his freshman season, where he was kind of inserted into attacking role. TJ Malone was out for the year with injury, and there he was forcing that turnover. It was lofted up in the air by Wilson, and it went straight to Matt Traynor, where he was one-on-one with a pull trying to play goalie. And, well, I think 9 times out of 10, you know, there's always that one outlier. 9 times out of 10, that's going to go Matt Traynor's way, and that's exactly what happened.
His eyes must have been as big as the moon right there. Just wide open gauge. You don't get that opportunity unless it's practice or you're shooting for fun on your own. And Villanova, they need something. They need a spark. They need a spark quick, because this game is getting out of hand for them.
Yeah, they got to find something that gets going. It's Mishner right now controlling at GLE, and you know he's been that shooter, but Reale had a little bit of a spark towards the end of that first quarter. Who's going to be that guy kind of off the jump with a quick dodge that's going to be able to create space? They haven't exactly had that. Licata's been good at X, but Alex Ross has done a phenomenal job on him as well.
Coach Dan Brony talked about Alex Ross and how consistent he's been since starting this season. Luke Raymond fires the skip across the field. Quick out on Bose, R. O'Connor, and Aldridge. That ball goes over the midline. It'll be over and back if Villanova plays it, and it is. Malone will quick restart with Aldridge. Aldridge cutting into the attacking box. Skip pass from Malone to Haas. Traynor now along that far side. He'll cut towards the middle, work his way off, slow things down. All 3 midfielders going for a change, and Will Peden now with it. Matt Costin, Jake Morin, and Ethan Long, the top attacking midfield line out there for Penn State. Morin on the ball right now. He'll work it to X to Malone. Here comes the big little action. Great pick from Malone. Morin working over GLE. Tries to find Malone. That ball's deflected. Penn State will restart with Malone at X. He finds Morin. Quick shot. Morin scores! Way too easy. TJ Malone, seeing that defender was working too slow to Jake Morin, finds him quickly. Morin makes no mistake. Penn State leads by 7.
When we talked to TJ Malone, we asked about someone in that offensive midfield that he loves to play with, someone that's been really showing great strides, and that was Jake Morin, is who he said. He's someone that always comes in, always trying to get better, always trying to help those around him. And that little combination there, something we saw last year against Duke in the national semifinals that worked really well for TJ Malone. It was off that quick restart at X. He found himself on the doorstep a couple of times all alone. This time it's on the inverse here with TJ Malone finding Jake Morin all alone. That little switch between Colwell and the short stick just not quick enough. And TJ Malone, with how quick his passing is, he's going to take advantage of that, up to 5 points. But now Villanova, they're going to try and get a spark going here. They're going to go to the man up. That's the 3rd face-off violation against Penn State in this half. And there'll be a penalty every time on hereafter.
Yep, Chase Mullins going early once again, so Villanova has a chance to really work into something now. Penn State working a makeshift diamond in one. We'll probably rotate to a box and one shortly. Nova trying to find a gap. Here's Luke Raymond. He'll work that ball down low. Reale back to Raymond. Looked like he wanted to fire, but then Martin swings along far side. Nova doing a good job of working this zone here. Raymond keeping things low. That penalty has been killed, so it's back to 6v6 action. Villanova just didn't attack the goal once in that man-up look. Hawes on Reale, working below the cage, gets the switch. Now it's Sweeney on him. Ball works below at X. It's Mishner, the lone goal scorer, has Hawes on him. Gonna roll far side, comes over GLE, got nothing available, and he'll have to hand it off. Here's Bose, working his way on Ross. Bose trying to bully ball his way in. He gets Ross to slip up. He hitches, tries to find Reale near side, and that ball's thrown away. No look there from Villanova, Matt, and it's another wasted opportunity as the score just becomes increasingly more and more in favor of Penn State.
Yeah, Villanova's in a spot where they're just trying to find something to get going. Matt Trainer out here just looking like Houdini, falling down, still keeping the ball alive. Ball's still loose.
It's mayhem on the field right now. TJ Malone comes up with the ball. He gets hit high. No flag, and he's down on the turf. Action is stopped immediately. Malone's still down on the turf, and if he's out, that's a huge loss. I mean, he's the best player on this Penn State roster. There's no two ways around it. TJ Malone hit up high, and he's down on the field right now, Matt.
Yeah, this is something you don't want to see if you're Penn State, with how good Malone's been in a play like that. Quickly down, holding his head. They're going to get the training staff out here.
With Malone down on the field, we're going to step aside. You're watching Penn State men's lacrosse here on Big Ten Plus. Welcome back into Panzer Stadium. We're about to show you a replay of this hit on Malone. What did you see there, Matt?
It just looked like the elbow or arm of Reed Colwell kind of just came up high, hit him on the side of the helmet. And it's just in one of those plays, it's something you don't want to see have happen, but there's nothing on the fault of Colwell there. You can't pin it on him saying he did that intentionally. It's just the nature of that play that happened for Penn State, and now they're going to try and fill that void. We saw Chris Jordan come out. He struggled to get that one in there, but see a chance for something to get going here. And
somebody was too close to the face of Wilson there. That's why that pass went errant. Villanova able to quickly restart here from the midline. Can't be that tight in on the goalie. It's an infraction. So Villanova, a chance to cut the lead down to 6. Nothing really great happening so far for the Wildcats outside of the Mishner snipe from the first quarter. We'll work it to Hex. Here's Licata. Splits out near side, looking for an option out front. He finds McIntyre. Ball spinning its way around. Here's Lucchese on McVicker. He'll bulldodge his way in. Jump shot. He scores. Nick Lucchese fires the sideline up, and that's a huge goal right there for Villanova.
Yeah, they needed something to get going there, and with the energy kind of leaving Penn State's side in the stands with TJ Malone going down, they took advantage of it and they jumped on it. Jeff Tambroni's going to smartly call a timeout here.
Listen to Coppola.
Yeah, this is huge for momentum right now. Coppola's really dominated at X, 8 for 11 on faceoff so far. Can Penn State try and find a little bit of momentum there? And they can't. Another violation against Penn State. They just haven't been able to time it well. Mullins and Baldwin have had their struggles against Coppola, a very veteran face-off guy, super strong in his position. And now this becomes a spot where if you're Penn State, you can't let these rack up, because eventually it's going to hit to a minute in terms of penalty time and man-up time for Villanova. But thankfully for Penn State, their defense has been really strong today against the Villanova offense that has struggled to get anything going. Penn State was 3 for 4 in killing man-down opportunities. But, Villanova last year, they converted on nearly 50% of the time.
Martin fires that one off the side of the cage. drew a reaction out of the fans. Out front, another big save from Frassi, and Ross picks up that ground ball. He'll look to clear. A couple big saves there from Frassi, and that man-down situation will slowly tick away as Penn State crosses over the midline with a few seconds to spare. Sweeney has his stick knocked out of his hands. That one's blown dead. Villanova will restart here. Good ride on that clear. Good back pressure there from the Wildcats. They've got another chance to get a quick look here as Aldridge comes from the box. Shot out front, saved by Frassi, and then Penn State will look to clear quickly. It's Haas now. They'll find Aldridge. He's a shooter. He's got the green light to rip one if he wants. Aldridge fires, big save by Wilson. Back the other way comes Colwell. He gets overpowered there by two Nittany Lions, but good defensive effort there from the Wildcats. They'll turn this one back over. Ivanchek moves it along forward. Shoemaker finds Colwell, but he drops it, and here's Peden. Peden out front, he fires. That one saved by Wilson, and that's backed up by Ivanchek. We've got some craziness right now, Matt.
That's just wild plays there, and Peden's going to be kicking himself. He's like, I'm all alone. This is a chance for me to really get back in my mojo. I had that great ride earlier against Wilson, and just went from high to low and just skipped it a little wide.
Great recovery a couple times from the Wildcats on the defensive side of the ball. And here's Licata working his way back towards X. He's the facilitator for this offense. Licata rolls around Strachan. He'll fire. That one didn't have much power. Good check from Strachan, and Frassi will start to clear here for Penn State. Working up this near side, not trying to commit any Cardinal sends, clearing box side. Good decision there from the Nittany Lions, and Kyle Aldridge will slow things down and move it along to Lehman.
Strachan with some extended time there. Normally a man-down specialist kind of person, was playing in place of Joe Scarfy and did a great job forcing a turnover there as well. Might see him get some more looks here as this game moves along.
Warren working the near side. Sends it down low to Long. Long on Stevie Jones. He'll cross over GLE, fire to Lehman. Penn State spin it around, looking for a chance to attack. Here's Costin. He'll swing it far side over to Trainer. Trainer splits from left to right. He'll fire. That one skips over the cage, backed up by Peden. 28 on the shot clock for Penn State. Here's Morin. Looking to work towards goal. He'll fire back to Lehman. He'll fire. He scores. Stinging corners. Kyle Lehman. Have yourself a day. His second career hat trick in as many games.
Kyle Lehman is as advertised. What you'd expect. That smooth lefty shooter that can go low to high and just sting it in a corner. And that's exactly what he did there. Morin, an excellent job off the dodge. Had a really tough game against Colgate, creating separation. There he's able to beat his man off the jump with a nice little split, able to attack towards the crease, draws the slide. He knows he's got Lehman behind him, and Lehman with how quick his release is and that pinpoint accuracy, man, you can tell why the Penn State was so excited to have him and why that bench was so pumped up after that goal.
A lot of talk around Hunter Chavette, the freshman over at Johns Hopkins. Well, there's a sniper here in Happy Valley as well, but here comes Nova the other way. McIntyre sends it over to Mishner. He has trouble handling the pass, slows down the offensive pursuit here for the Wildcats. 9-2 your score, 7 minutes remaining in this opening half from Panzer Stadium. Villanova work the offensive set. Good roll there from Lucchese, one of the two goal scorers for the Wildcats. Will Wheeler works it low to McIntyre. McIntyre matched up with Leary. Looks for a cutter, can't quite find the stick of David Link, and that ball skips out of play. And Will Cosson will look to restart the clear.
There's another look at that Lehman goal. Low to high, kind of almost really underhand there from Lehman, and that's just something you love to see. Penn State's been able to bruise up some really good lefty shooters. Notably one of them that I think the last time Penn State wore these uniforms wore the number 3 by the name of Mac O'Keefe, and Chavette was, from, as Hayden said, from Johns Hopkins. That super talented freshman was drawing comparisons to him, but Kyle Lehman here, trying to keep it in-house with a very similar style shot.
Jordan works it to Lehman. 3 goals and an assist on the day. Now back over to Jordan along this near side. Draws the slide, he'll work it low, but good read there by Wilson picking that off. Wilson standing at 6'3", got a great frame. Big talent back there in net, played at McDonough, played with the Millen brothers. May ring a bell, Brendan Millen, McCabe Millen. McCabe playing his first action today for Virginia. Freshman, highly talented 5-star recruit. Playing at attack with Connor Schellenberger. That must be fun, Matt, must be fun.
I'd love to be able to play with, with Connor Schellenberger. Enough can't be said about him.
Schellenberger was quoted to be in his best health this season by Lars Tiffany, head coach down at Virginia. Here comes Licata, working the big little. He'll fire a pass out front to Mishner. His jump shot well wide of the cage. Backed up, though, by Raymond.
Yeah, Licata, as you said, tried to work that big little. John King out at short stick D midi right now. Didn't see him at all last year, but has looked really strong in the fall heading into now.
That shot from Raymond fired well wide off the cage. Ball backed up by Ross, and Penn State will look to clear. Struggled in the clear game last week against Colgate. They were 7 of 14, but much better this afternoon here at Panzer Stadium. Costing crosses over the midline. Too many over the midline there. Penn State will turn it over, and if Villanova works quick here, they may have a chance at goal. Link out front. Mishner step down. He'll fire that one off the hip of a defender out front. O'Connor, first of that ground ball, wins the foot race with Link, and Penn State will slow things down on the clear. They've got 15 seconds to do so.
I've been super impressed by the way that Penn State's LSMs and short sticks out of the box have played defensively so far. But again, just another miscue here for Villanova or for Penn State, and they were trying to run the quick restart, but Mishner probably took too many steps forward trying to get Frasian on his back foot, and referees did not like that.
Things are slowing down here. Here comes Lucchese. He's throttled to the floor by John King, but he gets back up. Ball still in his cross, but it looks like Mike Corrado will take a timeout. He wants things to pause, and with the timeout on the field, we're going to take one up here in the booth. You're watching Penn State men's lacrosse here on Big Ten Plus. Reanimated over the timeout break, but here's the Villanova offense looking to cut back into the lead that Penn State has.
Yeah, and Hayden, you talked about it. Their job with clears last week against Colgate, it was really good right up until that fourth quarter against Colgate. They went 5 for 10 in that fourth quarter. That's something you don't want to see when you're trying to close out a game or try and pick up a late win. And they had a few failed clears right in those last 2 minutes, and Colgate just kept knocking on the door, notably the Kyle Aldridge turnover that resulted in the game-winning goal by Liam Connor.
Shot out front from Link, turned aside by Frasian. Ground ball picked back up by the Wildcats. McIntyre at the top here, working the offense. He'll swing over to Mishner. Mishner closely guarded by Costin. Nova just trying to spin it, work a set here. They've got 13 on the shot clock. McIntyre up top, he finds Lucchese. Lucchese jump shot fires, that's wide of the cage. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Villanova's got to work quick here. Cata at axial fire quickly out front. Sidearm shot high and wide of the cage there. 3 seconds remaining on the shot clock, and it looks like Lucchese's just going to throw this from one corner to the other, or just leave it off. Penn State will restart after that shot clock violation.
Yeah, as I was talking about before, one of the 2 offsides calls against Penn State on their clears. We'll see what happens on this one. I've been super impressed with the play of the LSMs and the short stick D-middies, along with the main poles for Penn State this afternoon defensively. That was a point of weakness against Colgate last week with some middies beating guys off jumps, and they've just been rocks right now on defensively, rock solid. They haven't allowed for really any great opportunities, and both goals that Villanova's had, they've had to work for. Mishner from an odd angle. There's nothing really defensively you'd want to do about that. There's nothing you can really do to defend that. And then Lucchese really just attacked off the jump with a bull dodge.
Villanova's worked into a 10-man ride here in the transition game, which has caused a little bit of trouble on the clear for Penn State. They saw a 10-man ride from Colgate last week. Here's Long, he'll fire out front. Costin, bounce shot, it goes. Penn State leads 10-2, 2 minutes remaining in this first half, and this offense is humming.
Yeah, this is exactly what you want to see. Ethan Long might be that next guy in that line of passing that you've seen from Grant Amon to TJ Malone. Ethan Long's one of those guys that TJ talked about when we spoke to him during the week. Such a high IQ player, someone that sees the field incredibly well, kind of that guy that will play on the invert, as we saw on this play, and then there just the quick feed, Costin with the bouncer, right into the top corner. Now the face-offs are back here as Chase Mullins is able to win a draw. So Penn State really starting to find its groove, even with TJ Malone out. We obviously hope the best for him and the caliber of player he is. Penn State right now, they haven't missed a beat currently. A lot of players stepping up.
Here's Morin working that far side. Works past Kopecky. 7 Lukes or Lucases featured in this matchup, 4 for Villanova, 3 for Penn State. Quite the crazy thing we saw in prep this week. But here's Matt Traynor working at X, fires out front to Morin. Morin to Peden, now it's Lehman. He'll work his dodge. Guarded heavily there, good defense shown by Villanova. Traynor fakes the pass and finally sends it down low to Long. Long working far side. He's got the shorty. It's Williams. Long fakes the pass and now fires one. Penn State working this set. Under 15 on the shot clock. Here's Costin. He needs to fire one quickly. Has no options. Penn State working below. 10 seconds now on the shot clock. Here comes Traynor. Crossing over GLE. He'll fire. Good check there from Shoemaker. And here come the Wildcats back the other way. Stephen Zupacek checked hard there by Costin. And Matt Costin good there on the ride, but another good check from Mishner, but that one's going to be called a push, and Penn State will restart the other way. Costin fires near side. Here comes Morin. Penn State looking to go fast, but they'll slow things down. Matt Traynor tapping his head, and there's Morin tapping his. Universal signal for slowing things down, and we've got a timeout along the sideline. So with the timeout on the field, we're going to take one up here in the booth. 30 seconds remain. You're watching Penn State men's lacrosse here on Big Ten Plus. Offense.
Yeah, great opportunity, something that you kind of work in practice. It's similar to that late game situation here, trying to have that last little juice goal as you head into the halftime break, and they're 2 goals away from equaling their total that they had last week. We'll see what they go to here. They've loved to work the inverse. Right now we got Jake Morin up top.
Here comes Morin, guarded closely by Parkinson. He'll fire a pass out front to Long. He can't handle it. Good checking there from Villanova, but Long picks up the ground ball. Ethan Long, 10 on the clock. Fires a skip to Peden. Peden now working below GLE. He'll cross over. Tries to fire a shot out front. That one over the cage. Skips out of play. 0.1 remaining on the clock. Penn State ball, but not enough time to do anything out there. Lehman fires a pass. Buzzer sounds, and that'll do it for the first half. Penn State leads 10-2 over Villanova. Matt, what?
They are really just firing on all cylinders. Defense is communicating. Offense is doing a great job. Great job with passes. The offensive midfield is doing a great job gelling, playing in that inverse position. And with TJ Malone out, and I wouldn't expect to see him back, this team looks good.
Mullins wins the draw. Here comes Sweeney. He'll swing down low to Lehman. His shot ricochets off the calf of Colwell. That foot race won by a van check, and Villanova will look to clear. Quick start for Penn State. Shot ricocheted out of bounds, and good first opportunity, but Villanova, they've got to start something quickly here. Good check there from Lehman. Another slashing check there on the clear, creating some havoc, causing some havoc. Somebody stepped out of bounds for Villanova, and Penn State's coming the other way.
Yeah, it was Lucchese that stepped out of bounds, and that's the second time that we've seen Kyle Lehman throw a trail check like that just de-twigs someone on Villanova. We saw it earlier on a long pole in that first half. Now it's on Mason Reale, an offensive midi out of the box, trying to spark something for Nova. And Kyle Lehman says, "Not so fast. I have all of this." And he's been doing a great job offensively. Now he's doing a great job defensively too.
Sniper when he shoots and a sniper when he throws checks. Here's Ethan Long. His man hung up out front. That's Sam Parkinson. Long to Morin. Quick stick. That one is good. Jake Morin, the quick stick showcase right there, and Penn State up to 11 goals on the scoreboard. They lead by 9.
Man, you just can't write that any better. You know, the chance within the first 10 seconds for Lehman doesn't go his way, gets knocked out of bounds. He sticks with it. He stays with it. He forces that turnover, and then it comes back the other way. And these midfielders have done such a great job. Ethan Long has really stepped into that role. You see he's got his man hung up, like you said, in Parkinson, and he's just so quick with his movements and finds Jake Morin on that quick stick. You can't really write it much better than that for a team that lost their top attackman, top offensive player. Everyone has been stepping up, and Ethan Long has really shown a great job with his passing so far today. That puts him up to two assists. He's got a goal earlier today as well. Great job for him.
Here's Wallstrom working low to Peden. Will Peden engage in the attack here. He'll find Mercer. Now to Jordan at the Big Ten logo. Chris Jordan working from right to left. Trying to find a lane towards the goal, but can't quite find one, so we'll work it back to Wallstrom. Wallstrom over GLE. Passes along, and Penn State now out to Lehman. Attacking from the high wing. Lehman chopping over. Doesn't like what he sees, but he'll throw it off to Mercer. Mercer has an absolute cannon of a shot. We'll see if he can display it here, but now it's Matt Trainer. Peden working the double. Slings it along. Skip pass. Lehman to Trainer. Matt Trainer on Colwell. He'll split. Jump shot. He fires. He scores! Matt Trainer goes airborne and fires one well past Wilson, and Penn State leads by 10.
Air Trainer right there. Someone like Matt Trainer, someone you want to see get going for Penn State. That's his second goal of today. 4th goal of the season. Someone that took a real while to get going against Colgate with 2 goals in the 4th quarter. And here he's trying to find his momentum early. Moving from midfield to attack, something he's been working on since the fall, something that Penn State wants to have in his game. And it's a tough transition for anyone, but he's done a great job here today. And that one, he's just got a lot of swagger, and he shows it right there, even from that far out with a jump shot to get him going.
Stevie Jones on the floor, makes the pass up north. Shoemaker able to clear over the midline for Villanova. They'll work their offensive set. Grant Hawes hounding there, trying to force a turnover, but Mason Reale will slow things down for the Wildcats. Reale hasn't gotten things going. One of the top returners out of the box for Coach Corrado's squad, but here's Lucchese working on Hawes. Got him twisting and turning. Lucchese drops Hawes, tries to throw a skip. A good interception there from King, and Penn State working the transition. King trying to get by Reale, does just enough to do so. Now it's Lehman. They'll slow things down. Both defensive midfielders and Ryan O'Connor, the LSM, still on the field. They're going to work to change. Penn State slowing things down with Matt Trainer. Trainer working his man, that Shoemaker. Gets inside. Tries to throw a backhand pass to Lehman. Missed him originally, but Lehman quick to pick up that ball. Here's Morin. Working his way towards the inside. Slings a pass over to Costin. Costin working from north to south, finds Trainer. Here's Lehman, quick passing here from Penn State. Morin fires that one, ricochets off the post and goes out of play. Backing that one up is Costin. Good show there from Penn State. They'll get a fresh 60.
Yeah, passing's just off the charts right now for Penn State. They're drawing the slides. They know where the open man is and getting that extra pass to lead to a free shooter.
Here's Ethan Long, a real cerebral player. Tries to find Pete in there. That pass escapes him. And Shoemaker will start the clear for Villanova. Kopacki being hounded. Works it towards that center Nittany Lion logo there to a teammate. That's a Vanchek. And Villanova with Licata will slow things down. Flag down on the field. May have been one too many people that crossed over the midline. Would have been for Penn State, I assume. That's why there's a flag. So Villanova will go to the man up here.
Yeah, flag came in on the far side towards the boxes, and Matt Trainer gets called for a slash, I believe. So it's going to be a minute penalty and chance for Villanova to get something going here in the second half. They've really haven't had any offensive momentum throughout the entire afternoon, and in the second half they've had a couple of turnovers on their 2 possessions so far.
Villanova working with Mishner. Now it's Martin. His pass deflected by Ross. Ground ball is loose. 2 pulls extending out. It was Ross and Strachan for Penn State, and they're playing physical right now, extending well out, trying to force turnovers, trying to get that ground ball to skip back on the floor. But here's Licata at X. Villanova doing a good job of spinning the ball, but still no shots here so far in this man-up look. 20 seconds remain on the man-up for Villanova. Raymond looks for a pass out front. That one deflected once again by Alex Ross. He's having himself a day right now. Ground ball picked up by Sweeney. Penn State looking to transition quickly here. Sweeney stepping in. He'll pass Wallstrom down low. Peden slows things down. Chris Jordan waiting to come out of the box. Man down is cleared and killed. Wallstrom now. Penn State now 3 of 3 on man downs. Killed every single one and have looked great, partially due to the stuff that we just saw on display there from Alex Ross, Matt.
Yeah, he's done a great job getting in the passing lane, and then on that loose ball, or on that ground ball, Will Costin laying his body on the line, tipped it forward, sprung Sweeney free. He was pumped up on the sideline. He was yelling at he was pumped up on the field, and he was yelling at the sideline, telling them to get going.
Here's Jordan, jump shot, it's good. Air Jordan, you hear it more in basketball, but that time it's Chris Jordan, and Penn State leads by 11.
Penn State's just been so effective from X, allowing people to cut. Chris Jordan's one of those players, such a big frame, such a powerful shot. And I was just waiting for it today. He's had a step on a couple of players, trying to get towards the crease. And there he just comes off a screen, has some open space, and he rips it. And see it again, just Peden, quick sidearm feed.
Here comes Penn State once again. Mullins won the clamp, came quickly but threw the ball away. Penn State had a chance to extend the lead to 12 there, but Chase Mullins, a little too antsy, threw the ball out of play. But back to that goal from Jordan. And he's got a cannon. Him and Luke Mercer, probably the hardest 2 shots on the team, outside of a Pole who may have some extra whip on the twig, Matt. We saw it on display right there.
Yeah, it's so hard to defend that when a player of Jordan's size at 6'5", it has that much athletic ability to get elevated and still create the velocity he does on his shots. It's a really good job, and I got to go back to that feed from Peden. Will Peden is just so quick with his hands, and he fired that one sidearm, a little low, almost underhand even. Perfect pass.
We didn't expect to see Peden today, but he's played very well with TJ Malone down and injured. But here's Will Wheeler for Villanova. Villanova just been stagnant all day on offense. Pass out front to Lucchese. He looks inside, jump shot from Licata. That one saved easily by Frassian, and here comes Aldridge the other way. Penn State pushing transition once again. It's Kyle Aldridge. He'll feed inside McVicker. One more pass, Lehman inside. He fires, big save by Wilson. That one's huge for him because he hasn't stopped the ball recently.
Yeah, Wilson just hasn't played. This is his first career start, first career game, any bit of game action. So really for him, this is just a foundation, and it's a baptism by fire to play a Penn State team that's fired up, has plenty of offensive prowess on its side. And for him, that's growth right there to make that save. The extra pass, Lehman's had a hot hand, making a big save on the doorstep.
McIntyre working for Max, crossover GLE, good check there from Sam Sweeney. Mishner now on it. He's working his short stick. He fires, wraps around, and scores. Colin Mishner, the redshirt freshman, adds his second tally in his first career game, and the Wildcats inching a little bit closer, but the lead still 10 for Penn State.
Yeah, if there's anyone that's been a bright spot for Villanova, it's Colin Mishner. It's someone that head coach Mike Corrado talked about with us when we spoke with him earlier this week. He really loves the play of Mishner, a bigger body, similar to Chris Jordan, 6'3", almost 200 pounds. and he's just got a nice release. You saw it there on that replay. Just wraps around Grant Haas and able to get that shot from an odd angle. Really good job.
Chase Mullins held there by Coppola. So Penn State will start on the offensive side of the field here, working their first line midfield out onto the field. Here's Jake Moore attacking from the wing. Moore on Stevie Jones, rolls around him. Looking for an option. Good check there from Jones, and he'll push the transition. Stevie Jones crossing over the midline, looks out front, finds Licata. Now Mishner, no lane to fire. Now the jump shot. That one was going towards the moon, Matt, and that goes out of play, backed up by McIntyre, and substitutions will be made.
Yeah, I think Ross got his stick on it, and for Penn State, 2 of its pulls, Will Costa and Alex Ross were over towards the sideline during that play, and now Villanova capitalizes.
Yep. McIntyre dives through the crease and scores, and the Penn State lead that was once double digits now back down to single digits, 13-4 in favor of Penn State still, though.
Yeah, and as I was saying, once Penn State won that possession off the face-off, Ross and Costin were over towards the sideline. Looked like Costin was getting some water even, and not really expecting Villanova to move in transition after a turnover, and Stevie Jones did that. Penn State was kind of on its back foot, and after that they were really trying to get back into the swing of things. And for McIntyre, he just wins that race cleanly against Will Costin.
Violation there on Mullins. Nova, they're going to start the offense once again, clawing their way back into this contest. Looked like they were well out of it, but right now they're putting together some offensive possessions. Dan Martin along the far side. Villanova just going to spin it around the box here. Here's McIntyre, the most recent goal scorer. Takes a check from Aldridge before moving the ball along. Frassian well in the cage, but Luke Raymond doesn't care, and he scores. Villanova cuts the lead down to 8, and they're on fire right now.
Yeah, really good move from Raymond on that occasion. Aldridge, you saw him with the little check. He had to get back on Raymond, and just a little over-aggressive. Quick move from Raymond, gets by him. Frassian, as you said, has to come out, try and play some defense, try and keep him off kilter, and he just goes to the sidearm, drops it low, wraps it around Frassian, and now Villanova's got a little bit of momentum. They've already scored more goals in this quarter than they did all in the first half.
Pola and Mullins battling for that face-off. Nobody quite gained possession yet, but Will Costin picks it up. A push there along the far side goes against Penn State, and Villanova on the offensive side of the field once again, looking to cut into that lead.
And Jeff Tambroni was beside himself on the sideline that they called that. That just, in my mind, that was a loose ball. A lot of people were going for it. Bodies were colliding. And I can understand the frustration, but I also can see where they see that push coming from.
Working out front's McIntyre. That ball checked away, picked up by Hawes. And Penn State looking to clear and looking to slow things down once again. This game gotten a little bit away from them in comparison to the first half and the beginning of this quarter, but back on the offensive foot here with Will Pete. Luke Mercer at the Nittany Lion logo in midfield, waiting for the final sub, Chris Jordan, to come over the midline. Penn State will look to engage, 50 seconds on the shot clock. Plenty of time to work here. Here's Wallstrom. Guarded heavily by Jones. A battle of both 21s right now from X. Pick set by Trainer. Wallstrom working over GLE, can't quite get around Stevie Jones. Jones, one of the captains for this Villanova team. Ball far side with Jordan, now up top to Peden. Peden guarded by Colwell. Now it's back, down low. Wallstrom looking to invert on Jones. He'll split out far side. Wallstrom wrapping around, he scores! Luke Wallstrom, the attackman, converted to midfielder, fires one right past Wilson, and the Penn State lead is back to 9.
And he's got to feel good about that one. That's his first career goal for Luke Wallstrom. Someone that's had a lot of pep in his step, someone we saw last week pick up an assist when he came in place of Kyle Lehman, and here he's just at X. Goes the other way from the screen from Trainer, gets a step on Stevie Jones, and he was pumped up after it, rightfully so.
Stevie Jones won the matchup the first time, but Wallstrom won the second one and got the goal. Rewarded for his efforts. Now we've got a duel at the faceoff X. Mullins and Coppola battling right now. Ball comes free. It's picked up in the midfield by Luke Williams, and here come the Wildcats. Williams cutting in towards goal. He'll slow things down. Allow some changing to happen here. He'll probably set a pick and go off himself. Here's Licata at X. Cutting out far side on the split. Works it to the wing. And here it is, Lucchese slowing things down. Zupicic going for the change. Looks like Williams still out there along the far side. He can play either way. Here's Lucchese at the top of the box. Cutting from left to right. He'll work his way down low with a pass to Licata. Licata on Ross. Near side. Nothing going. He'll slow things down. 40 on the clock for Villanova. Licata rolls. Fires a pass inside. Finds no teammate. Sam Sweeney now wreaking havoc with the pull, but that ball's picked up by Mishner, and he'll toss that one one-handed underhand back to Licata. Raymond and Lucchese along that far side. Lucchese working his right hand on Haas. Preseason second team All-American. Great short stick defensive midfielder for Penn State. Now it's McIntyre. Drawing the switch onto Haas. He'll work his way down low. Shot blocked out front by Aldridge. 7 seconds on the clock. Villanova has to work quickly here. Good split there from Licata. He'll roll back down low at X. Looking for something. He fires. Jump shot. That one off the side of the cage. Scooped up by Frasian, and Penn State will look to clear.
Yeah, really good job defensively for Penn State. And now Frasian's going to get called for stepping out and then back into the crease, with which Jeff Tambroni, again, not happy about. See him out towards the field. Now, I thought earlier in this game, I thought I saw that against Anthony Wilson. He took a foot out of the crease, went to go pass, and then stepped back in. And then they called Penn State for, I believe, for being too close to Wilson, trying to make a pass. So Tambroni obviously upset.
Here's Luke Raymond. Slowing things down. Villanova's got some tired bodies to play against here on the defensive side of the ball. Spinning things around the box right now. Raymond hitches. Moves it along. Now it's Licata at X. He'll roll on Costin. Throw a swim to. Good pass out front. And Martin capitalizes. Tic-tac-toe. Villanova scores. And Penn State's lead is cut back down to 8.
Now, if there's one part that Jeff Tambroni is going to be upset about, the miscues are going to be one thing, but then it's the defensive lapses that spiral from that. Martin just cuts right down middle of the field, right? You just see him split right through there. Scarfy was on him, lost him, and then there's no communication between Ross or Haas on who's going to pick him up in that situation.
Another face-off, won by Coppola. Villanova keeping the offense gunning right now. Zupicic crossing into the box. He'll step in, fire. That one high in the cage. Almost thought we'd see a pole goal here. Always love to see those, no matter who it is.
Yeah, I haven't seen one of those this season at Panzer Stadium. None last week against Colgate. Zupicic, a transfer from Ohio State, didn't get a lot of playing time his first 2 years in Columbus. He's been running at LSM today for Villanova today, so.
Zupicic was roommates with Mitch Pelkey. May ring a bell in the lacrosse community. Content creator. Been to many of the college campuses around the nation, making YouTube videos and TikTok videos, and we've seen Zupicic on those videos as well. Ate 500 Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets with Pelkey a year ago. Skip pass out front. Fired, big save by Frasian. Scarfy trying to scoop up the ground ball. He's being hounded by Martin. Licata will pick it up for Villanova. 60 on the shot clock here. Licata looking to attack. Finds a teammate, shot out front. That one well high of the cage. It was Bose there. Looks like Ross wins the race, and Penn State, big time chance to clear here.
Yeah, Ross, full extension to win that race, gets the bench fired up, especially when there was a chance there for Villanova. And Ross, one way to beat a 10-man ride is to fire it straight at the net and set up that offense with two guys backing it up, something we didn't see last week against Colgate, some turnovers on those long passes, but Ross executes it perfectly. He just gets that bench fired up with that big race win. Now he gives his offense a chance with under a minute to go. They'll have a chance to hold for the last shot.
Shot clock not in effect, as you just mentioned, Matt. Penn State 35 to work with here on the game clock. Jake Moore along the far sideline right in front of that Villanova bench working on Kopecky. Likely will invert here from X and look to start something. Here comes Moore. Quick first step, working his way to X. Will roll around to the far side. Moore delaying. Sends it down low. Penn State 10 to work with here. Jeb Brinfleck down low. Finds Moore. He cuts out front. Backdoor finds long. That one rings off the post and skips out of play. Race won by Penn State. 2 seconds on the clock. They've got to go quick. Matt Trainer will restart it. Trainer fires pass out front. That one intercepted by the defense in Kopecky, and that's the end of the third quarter here from Panzer, Matt.
A very exciting end of the third quarter. Villanova much better in that third quarter. 4-4 the score between the two teams. Very evenly matched. Villanova really started to find its legs. That's something you're going to be happy with here. Is, in that second quarter, led to multiple face-off violations against Chase Mullins, Colby Baldwin, a lot of man-up opportunities for Villanova. That third quarter was a lot more even. Very similar to the draw we're seeing right now, where these two are just battling it out, trying to see who's going to win the race to the loose ball. It is Mullins. Really good job by Chase Mullins there. He started to keep these clamps a lot more even, starting to win some cleaner clamps.
Jeb Brinfleck on the ball for Penn State, slowing some of the action down. Another new look at attack for the Nittany Lions. Kyle Lehman out of the game after a strong three-quarter showing. Warren works it far side to Trainer. He'll split, and he's D-twigged there. Good defensive showing from the Wildcats. Ground ball picked up by Costin. He's thrown to the floor. Timeout called by Jeff Tambroni, though, right in time, and Penn State will maintain possession. Back here at Panzer Stadium, and there's Coach Tambroni on your screen. A huge timeout called by him. Well, Matt Trainer was D-twigged, and Matt Costin was carrying the ball. Well, planted on the carpet. Penn State able to maintain possession, work the offensive set right here with Jake Moore. Moore on Stevie Jones. Rolls off, draws a slide, finds Brinfleck, pass out front, Trainer scores! Matt Trainer puts the ball right past Wilson, and the Penn State passing is unbelievable right now, Matt.
That was just an incredible feed from Jeb Brinfleck. Someone that really comes on as a man-up specialist kind of person, an excellent passer, great job when he's towards the crease. Now he's getting some runs at attack. He did play attack. He was playing second line O'Mitty. But just look at this pass. Just seeing eye, finds Trainer, climbs the ladder to make the catch on that one, getting his cross, and then just to fire it home. Matt Trainer's looked a lot better today than he did last week against Colgate, and he's getting rewarded. He's got a hat trick today.
3 hat tricks for Penn State. TJ Malone, Kyle Lehman, and now Matt Trainer, the 3 starting attackmen. Villanova and Justin Capola, they win the faceoff and look to start the offense here with Dan Martin. Working from that center circle area. He'll cross into the box. Guarded by Kyle Aldridge. Swing it out wide. Mishner. 28 on 28. He's guarded by Costin. Villanova just looking to sling things around to get things started here with Bose. Bose draws a pick. Works it to Raymond. He'll dodge on Haas. Raymond fires. That shot skips wide of the cage. Krasian didn't look like he got a piece. No restart on that shot clock. 33 to work with if you're Villanova. Here's Licata. Wrapping around GLE. He fires. Bouncer. It goes. Matt Licata cuts the lead back down to 8, and he's amped up getting that sideline going for Villanova.
A really good job by Licata. He's had a quick first step, and he finally is able to get his first goal. He's been matched up against Alex Ross, who's the #1 poll today for Penn State, and he gets beat that time and had to deal with a screen that time from Luke Raymond. Gave Licata a little extra step, and he just went low underneath the stick of Ross and underneath Krasian.
Hold there on Capola. Mullins does a great job making things happen there at the face-off X, and Penn State will look to go quick here on the offensive side of the ball. Fleck actually taps his hands to slow things down. Mercer coming on with the second line midfield unit, joined along by Luke Wallstrom and Chris Jordan. Jordan, 6'5", matchup nightmare anytime he's on the field. He'll set a pick here for Fleck. Two-man game maybe there for Penn State, but Fleck elects not to use it. Here's Wallstrom. Scooting towards the middle, he'll find Jordan near side. Jordan, the lefty, working towards the middle. He'll jump, he'll fire that one just wide of the cage. Almost had a carbon copy goal there from the third quarter. Peden backing that ball up. Penn State, 45 seconds on the shot clock to work with. Ample time here. Jordan setting a pick for Fleck. Fleck working down low on a Vancheck. Saying a moving pick there, so that's a turnover. Villanova now on the clear.
Yeah, Penn State's starting to get some other guys worked in, trying to get some other opportunities for some guys. And Jordan right now, he's caught out. Not really your defensive midfielder that you normally see.
That's partially because Luke Williams can play both sides of the ball so well for Villanova. Coach Corrado's fine leaving him out on the field. Luke Mercer able to get a change there. But here's Licata, just scored one. Working that pass towards Lucchese. He's hounded by two pulls from Penn State. Sweeney throwing some nice checks towards his area, but Villanova maintains possession. Here's McIntyre, crossing over GLE. His shot bounces off somebody out front. Ground ball picked up by Lucchese. He fires. He scores! Just like that, the lead's down to 7, and Villanova is starting to feel themselves.
Yeah, just a bouncing ball there that Penn State couldn't scoop up. They didn't know where it was. Chris Jordan was trying to come in late. He was stuck out there from transition, and Luke Williams' ability to play two ways. And then Lucchese just pops up to him and all alone out in front. He's had a really strong game today. And then Frassian can do there.
That's Lucchese's second this afternoon, and Baldwin now out to take this draw against Capola. Big time chance here for a make-it-take-it opportunity for Villanova. If Capola can win the draw, he does just that. Stevie Jones at the midline, slowing things down. Matt, I mean, Villanova, they have a chance to go on a run here. Lacrosse is a game of runs. Capola is starting to control the dot once again, and we're seeing some chances here.
Yeah, it really is a game of runs. That's exactly the right way to put it. If it becomes make it, take it, that's straight up to Capola's game. That's what he loves to do. That's what he gives the ability for Villanova to do as their offense starts to find a little bit of momentum, starting to find a little bit of rhythm. As Penn State now going back into that zone that caused Villanova problems earlier in the game.
Licata over GLE, big save from Frassian. This Villanova offense starting to wake up, but it may be a little too late for that. It's taken a while, but they're starting to find some good looks time after time here at Panzer. 10-man ride not in effect fully right now, but Villanova making it hard for this clear. Wilson staying in net. Villanova feels like they have a chance to cause some havoc in the transition game. Penn State getting set up. Now it's Peden at X. Lehman back on the field with Trainer once again. First line midfield out for Penn State as well. Here's Kostin on Zupicic. He'll split from left to right and roll back off of Zupicic. Now it's Morin, near side. Guarded by Parkinson. He'll work his way towards the middle. Morin out front. Kostin stuffed. Good defensive play there by, looked like Kopecky, and here comes Zupicic back the other way. He's checked hard there by Long. Shoved to the floor, no call. It's McIntyre working Scarfy. Things slow down, and here's another chance, Matt, for Villanova to cut that lead back down.
Yeah, opportunity again. Jake Morin's had a really strong game for Penn State, and he had a great feed to Matt Kostin, but great job by Ivanchek stepping up, eating that one. Now he gives a chance for his offense, and Mishner able to draw a flag.
And he capitalizes. Colin Mishner having quite the coming out party in his first career collegiate game, and the lead's cut down to 6. Penn State struggling on offense, and the defense is starting to get beat. We may have a game on our hands once again, Matt.
Yeah, Mishner just using his size there. Hat-trick for him in his first career game. There's a reason that Mike Corrado was so excited to have him on the field, and he's working against Alex Ross. And Ross, there's not a lot he can do there. The flag was thrown earlier against Sam Sweeney. And now Villanova's going to go with the man up, a chance to cut this one down to 5. They've come on strong here in this second half, especially in this fourth quarter. If you're Penn State, you got to dig in, start to really clamp up here. And it looks like Hudson Bond is, or no, that is Chase Mullins. My apologies, I thought I saw 1. That's an 8.
It is Chase Mullins, and it was against Ryan Cunningham, the freshman. Mullins wins that draw. Interesting not to see Coppola. Keep you updated on his status if he doesn't come out once again and whenever the next face-off is. But that's huge for Penn State because Matt Trainor's going to be able to just run around like a chicken with his head cut off and kill the rest of this clock here on the man down, and Penn State will then have about 20 seconds to attack.
Yeah, that was huge, for Mullins to get that win. Coppola is on the sidelines. He looked like he was ready to go, but opting to go for Ryan Cunningham, a little bit of a different look. Not sure exactly what the thought process was there, whether it was just to get him a run because it's been Coppola all day long, but doesn't work in his favor. Mullins with that clean win, and that's exactly what Penn State needed. Momentum was swinging Villanova's way. They go to the 1-minute man-up opportunity, and what was a weakness last year, Chase Mullins starting to find his groove here in the second half after a really, really rough opening half against Coppola.
Man down is killed for Penn State, and Morin has 13 to work with here on the attack. We'll pass along to Trainer. He feeds out front. Peden now to Lehman. Lehman working inside. He'll cut forward, tries to throw a shot, and Trainer jumping through the crease. He scores! Now the question is, will they call a goal mouth violation here? No, the goal is good. Matt Trainer. Showcase your skill, showcase your swagger, and Penn State leads by 7 once again.
Man, I don't know if someone's got to throw on a hazmat suit or something, but those hands by Matt Trainer, I think you might have had to put a biohazard out there because that was an insane move. Shot clock was winding down, and he just does it all himself. That's what you talk about having the utmost swagger if you're Matt Trainer. I mean, that's, I know, Hayden, when you talked to Coach Tambrone, you kind of compared him to Ryder Garnsey in terms of how he plays, but that's something Ryder Garnsey would do late in the shot clock like that to give that team a momentum after killing that 1 minute and then getting a goal with not a lot of time left to work.
Here comes Zupicic. Good check by Aldridge. Coppola back on the field for that most recent face-off. Push there from Zupicic. Penn State looking at a quick restart. O'Connor sends it back to Frassi, and he's got to start down closer to his cage. Now the push is going against Penn State. My apologies, looked like the official signal ball was in Penn State's hands, and now he's changing his mind up here as Mishner has the ball along the far side of the box there. Things are getting settled down here at Panzer Stadium. 7:47 to go in this contest. 70, or fresh 80 actually now on the shot clock here for Villanova. Some chaos right now, Matt.
Yeah, a lot of confusion. And Villanova here trying to set up quickly. That was just a loose ball, and I saw the push coming. It was a really good job by Aldridge on the trail check to just hack down on the stick of Zupicic, not allow him to wind up with his pole.
Villanova working the ball around. Well, it's Raymond at the top of the box now. Working on O'Connor. He'll send it low to Licata. Licata working on Costin. This is a matchup he likes. He'll split out far side. Now he's rolling back near side. Fires a pass out front. Reale pitches. Steps down. He fires. That one rings off the post. Backed up, though, by Mishner. 60 seconds to work with on the shot clock since that one rang off the pipe. Villanova's working this offensive set real well now. Mishner to Martin. Now Raymond. Hitching down a little bit. Doesn't fire anything, though. Now it's Reale. Penn State in this zone defense look again. McVicker, the hot man in the middle. Skip pass out front from Licata, picked off by Aldridge, and here comes McVicker down the field. He'll cross over the midfield line, step into the box. One pass, two pass, Penn State looking, they're lurking, it's Peden. They'll slow things down. Thought there'd maybe be a shot there from McVicker, but no green light for him to rip that one. Penn State will get into its offensive set.
Not one of the, he can play two ways, but he's not exactly the two-way midfielder you see out of Kyle Aldridge, Grant Haas, and someone that's not in and hasn't been playing is Mark Sickler, who's dealing with an injury that Jeff Tambroni really doesn't have an exact timetable on when he could be back and healthy.
Wallstrom working down low to Trainer. Matt Trainer slowing things down. We may see something crazy here. He's got his defender hung up. That's Kopecky. Trainer working over GLE. Inside roll. He scores! Matt Trainer, his 5th of the afternoon, and he's feeling himself.
And we saw it all year long last year for Matt Trainer, and we didn't see it last week. You know, struggling against Colgate, struggling to find his rhythm, but it seems he's finally come out of his shell, and he's finally found himself again. That pure goal scorer we saw, brother of Jack Trainer, who was on the attack last year, and you see it here. He's got his man hung up, and he just spins into him. Body on body, just backs down into the smaller Kopecky and just bullies his way in.
Just too easy for Matt Trainer on the offensive side of the field right now, but Coppola come the other way. Pitch down. Didn't think we'd see him shoot right there, but you know, you never know. You never know when the face-off guy is going to let one rip. Saw Mason Cohn of Syracuse yesterday. Well, the clock was winding down in the first half. Fire from well deep. His shot missed, but Joey Spolino was right there to tuck it behind the cage and extend the Cuse lead the other day. So you never know what's going to happen with a Fogo. Reale on the ball now. He'll work it to Martin. Lucchese to Mishner. Villanova just spinning the rock right now, looking to start their set with Licata behind the cage at X. He'll roll out far side, wrapping over his shot off the helmet of Alex Ross there. That one's gonna ring a couple bells for a little bit. Ground ball picked back up by Lucchese though. 26 to work with. If you're Villanova here, you got to attack quick. Shot clock now under 20. Licata skip pass, looking for Lucchese, picked off by Leary momentarily, but picked back up there by Reale. It's an absolute scrum right now. Bodies are flying, sticks are flying, ball goes out of play. Good check there from Scarfy, and Leary will look to clear for Penn State.
Man, unreal play by Scarfy. Really good job. Little Connecticut on Connecticut crime there. Scarfy against Reale, 2 graduate students. Reale went to the high school I went to in Fairfield Prep. Scarfy went to Wilton High School. Yeah, they've faced off a couple of times, if I recall correctly, digging back into my brain from games I went to as a student.
Here's Jake Morin on Stevie Jones. 2 smaller individuals that got some great wheels, can make things happen. Morin to Trainer, guarded heavily by Shoemaker. Things are slowing down here. Here's Ethan Long. He'll find Morin. Morin looking for an option out front. He had Peden momentarily, but couldn't quite find him. Didn't see the available option. Morin, backdoor. Trainer. He scores. Give him the sock trick and a career high in goals. He's got 6, and Penn State leads by 9.
If you needed someone to step up in TJ Malone's absence that hasn't been, that you're looking for, it's Matt Trainer. And there was a lot of expectation this season for what we'd see out of Matt Trainer and TJ Malone on the same line together. What would we get? It's been Jake Morin today. Excellent feed, sees Trainer cutting back door, and with him just time and room in front of the net, he's able to fake out Wilson, stick it to the bottom corner. And as you said, new career high in goals. He had scored 5 in a couple of games last year. Now he's got 6. And Jeff Tambroni's going to empty out the bench, get some players in. Trainer had gone off. Wallstrom and Brent Fleck had come onto that attacking line.
Got to keep bodies fresh. It's a long season, even though Penn State only plays 12 games. That's what Coach Tambroni likes to say every week. It's a long season. Anything can happen. We're seeing some good stuff happen here this afternoon for the Nittany Lions. O'Connor pressuring Mishner hard there. Now it's Martin working his way in. Penn State, that 5-man zone, 1 man in the middle, playing hot. Big save there from Frassian, and he'll look to start to clear. Villanova not back in the 10-man ride. They're keeping things a little bit slower. They worked the 10-man in the beginning of the second half. They worked it in the second quarter. They've gotten away from it, still causing some havoc here. And here on the transition comes Mishner. Mishner, some back pressure. He fires. He scores. A turnover caused in transition, and Colin Mishner the other way cuts the lead back down to 8.
Yeah, just a turnover after the clear. McVicker loses the ball. Great check by Villanova, sticking with it. And then you see it in transition. Long pass ahead, up ahead to Mishner. Luke Mercer coming out of the box. He's the last-ditched effort along with Alex Ross, who's really caught in no man's land in a 2-on-1 situation. And nothing really Frasian can do, but Colin Mishner continues to have an outstanding debut for him. Now 4 goals, and Jeff Tambroni again getting in some extra guys. Finn Scanlon's come in along with Joe Scarfy's been there the whole day, but Finn Scanlon along with J.B. Strachan.
Colby Baldwin loses that draw. Maybe we see Patrick Keenan in his first action. Played a lot in the scrimmages earlier this month and last month. Freshman out of Springfield, PA, plays defense. Scarfy loses his stick, that ball being goosed along by the Nittany Lions. Some illegal procedure there from Penn State, and Villanova coming on the attack again. It's Mishner working that top side by the Big Ten logo now. He'll lay it off, and Villanova, they've got 2 minutes and some change to work with here. Don't think they'll score 8 goals, but they can cut into this lead. Up top, it's Wheeler. He'll fake a couple passes before handing it off to Mishner. Inside, Martin, bounce shot, saved by Frasian. Jack Frasian bouncing back from probably one of his harder games in his collegiate career. A game that, he wants back after not performing to the highest of his ability. And, he's one to call himself on that. Coach Tambroni alluded to it as well last week after the loss, and he's played well all afternoon, Matt.
Yeah, he only had 7 saves against Colgate. Save percentage below 40. Today he's really bounced back in a strong way. That was his 13th save. Save percentage is up above 50. And for a guy that led the nation in saves last year, this is exactly the kind of bounce back you want to have. Some of the goals he's allowed, not even on him. Just one-on-one situations where for a goalie you're just trying to guess the right way to go. And some situations his defense kind of got caught out in weird situations. And now Penn State with his final minute getting some backups in. Mac Hobbs is into the game. Someone we saw towards the end of last year with his passing ability.
Here's Garrett Glatz, another one of the new faces on the field for Penn State. And Chris Hinning now on it. Freshman out of Garnet Valley, PA. Notable players from there. Matt Moore played at Virginia, now with the Archers. Pass out front, it's Hobbs. He fires wide of the cage, backed up by Peden. Penn State 5 to work with here on the shot clock. They'll probably go corner to corner with Peden unless he sees something out front that he likes.
A notable guy for Penn State from Garnet Valley is Jake Morin, who's had a really good game. 4-point day, 2 goals, 2 assists. Really strong for him out of the first line. Offensive midi group was that offensive midi group really struggled. That first line of Morin, Costin, and Long struggled heavily against Colgate, but they've had a very strong game today, and Villanova seems content to just let this clock run out in the final 15 seconds. Maybe one last little late game situation play.
Here's Reale. Looking up top, Wheeler. Work far side on McVicker. Wheeler, nothing doing, he'll send it low. Licata rolls out front, fires a shot, saved by Frasian. That'll do it here from Panzer Stadium. Penn State took an early lead in the first quarter, and they never looked back. They end up winning this game 18-10, and their record moves to 1-1 on the season. For Villanova, in their first contest of the season, they fall. They're 0-1.